Mr. Gregory Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Parading is very important to many people in Northern Ireland. It's a fundamental aspect of cultural commemoration. In fact, and has been alluded to by a number of members this evening in the debate, there are several thousand parades in Northern Ireland. Many of them, of course, are uniformed youth organisation parades, church parades, mayor's parades that are totally innocuous and are not referred to the Parades Commission or anyone else because they proceed without let or hindrance on a regular basis. But there are a small number of parades, and we have had them alluded to both this evening and on many occasions in recent years, where problems have emerged as a result of an orchestrated campaign against those parades. And I want to, for a moment or two, Mr. Deputy Speaker, allude to an issue that the Honourable Member for South Antrim alluded to, and that is an issue that is oftentimes not referred to. And it is that there are parades in Northern Ireland, for example, the one that the Upper Bann MP, I'm sure, will refer to shortly, which goes close to the Gravaki Road and the nationalist area there, and another parade that again has been alluded to in Resharkin in County Antrim, which would have a Catholic majority in that village. But there are also parades in other parts of Northern Ireland that are nationalist in nature, and they go through predominantly Unionist towns and villages. Now that, for some reason, receives very, very little attention or media interest. And the reason, of course, it receives very little media attention is because they are not controversial. Now, the reason they're not controversial is because no one in those villages or towns decides to orchestrate planned opposition to those parades. I refer to parades such as in Desert Martin, in Kilkeel, in South Down, and in Limavady in my own constituency of East Londonderry each St Patrick's Day. Now, those are towns that are predominantly Unionist or predominantly Protestant. The parades that I have alluded to are nationalist or Catholic parades, and the host community, as sometimes they are referred to by those who object to orange parades, do not object to those parades taking place. Therefore, they are not referred to the Parades Commission, there is no controversy, there is no dispute, and they proceed unhindered. The problem, of course, is that in these other areas, like in Portadown and Resharkin, there is not the same reaction to communities there who in those areas decide that they are going to orchestrate opposition and objection, and therefore we have some of the problems that have been alluded to. Mr. Deputy Speaker, it has been indicated on a number of occasions in recent weeks that the entire issue of policing and justice is part of the completion process in our devolutionary journey. And it has also been alluded to here this evening that without parading being resolved, that would be a hollow achievement that could in fact backfire badly. And indeed I would concur with that opinion. Because if we are going to be faced with, on an annual basis, this July, next July and the July after that, with an unresolved problem that keeps being kept to the forefront of people's minds, that agitation by both dissidents, and I accept the views put forward by the government in terms of the agitation there, but also it has to be said on a number of occasions by Sinn Féin representatives who on occasions, like the one in Resharkin, where the local member of the Assembly unfortunately was identified as being part of a crowd in vocal opposition, which turned violent subsequently, to the Loyal Order parade that was taking place in Resharkin. Now that is deeply regrettable, but is more than deeply regrettable. It is something that has to be resolved. That political party, Sinn Féin, do need to do much more, not only in ensuring that their MLAs and other public representatives do less to provoke tension, but actually do more to try and ensure that there is less opposition to parades. We need to move forward, Mr. Deputy Speaker, beyond the Parades Commission. and I know the Minister in his early submission indicated that the Parades Commission, whatever about its relevance 11 years ago, times have moved on, and of course times have moved on. Hopefully we can get the Ashdown review out into the open, and we can have based on the factual position as opposed to what people fear or are concerned might be in it, but we need to move beyond the Parades Commission. I want to close, Mr Deputy Speaker, in indicating further the moves that Sinn Féin do need to make in terms of trying to defuse tensions, defuse local problems in local areas. For example, in my own constituency last week, the local Sinn Féin member of the Assembly, Mr Francie Brawley, is aged 71. He announced that he intends to stand down from the Assembly within the next few weeks. Now, at the close of any career, be it in or in other parts of the Republican movement, I think a person who stands to one side could do to defuse in relation to parades and in relation to aspects that also need to be brought to completion, like, for example, the Claudy bomb in 1972. Yeah. And if the honourable member in that House for Sinn Féin had some revelations or disclosures to make in relation to any part he may have played, along with the late Father James Chesney, I'm sure many people would welcome that element of closure. Yeah. But I think we all need to work towards further progress being made in relation to parades to bring closure to that aspect of our past, to allow people to parade in peace and security for the future.